Sunday, and I said there will be a sermon, regardless of how late it is. Sermon 4. Kindness is earned, and so is annihilation. Hold tight the last of the last shards of compassion until the enemy dares to use the cutting edge against you. In order to win either outcome, you must be willing to accept either just as fully and no less than the other. Bludgeon, dismantle, and cast away the wrongdoing. Kneel, serve, and compromise before the pure-hearted. In the shadow of fear, let the Satanist train his body, his mind, and his will for the greatest opposition he has to face. With brutality, with rhetoric, with skill, and with love. Do not allow misanthropy to invade, for it will mist and shade your ability to destroy your enemy with your intelligence. Cool this fire, and instead lead yourself in my image, my child, towards a dualistic black flame of masterful lethality and earned peace. May every god flee before the purest anger of the Satanist, and may every being envision themselves in the iron self-control he wields and chooses to sheathe upon the hour his enemy has built his own bridge of destruction. From our Lord, what I've gathered is that simply don't be afraid to destroy who you need to, but also don't be too prideful to love them just as hard. Train yourself physically and mentally for whatever may or may not come. It's not about fear. It's about being proactive and having a love for it, having a love for the pain, the suffering, and the sweat of the art, whether that's martial arts, whether that's marksmanship or sword training. As a Satanist, you owe yourself that much to learn something you love. And you owe it to yourself and the rest of humanity to at least try to de-escalate everything that you can. With rhetoric, with compassion. But again, if they're using that compassion against you, to hurt you, or hurt your family, they've got no one else to blame but themselves. I don't like seeing the differences that we human beings have when it comes to sheer violence or needs. It's just the way we are. I'm no perfect, right? But sometimes I can forget easily that just because I might tolerate something, somebody else might not. Just because I might compromise on most things, most people won't. And I never will understand that. because it's just such in my nature to go above and beyond for others, right? To suffer, to struggle for other people, not out of a fear of conflict. I've had enough of that already. I've learned to say no, but just out of the purity of my heart. But I'll leave you with that tonight, this Sunday. Hail Satan. I hope he inspires your way. And I hope you don't depend on him too much. I hope you have a mind of your own. You look up to our adversary with respect, with love. He wouldn't want you to grovel and kneel before him and be so dependent on him. That's not what our circle is about. You take the inspiration that you need and you work.